Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, the First family attended the annual Christmas in Washington concert. The Vice President talked #My2K over lunch with middle-class Americans and attended the Army-Navy football game with Dr. Biden, while the President signed the Child Protection Act into law, visited the Daimler Detroit Diesel plant, joined conference calls with Latino leaders and mayors, and invited regional television reporters to the White House for a series of interviews. That's December 7th to December 13th, or True to Ourselves and Our History.
When we stay true to ourselves and our history, there's nothing we can't do.
On Friday, the President signed the Child Protection Act of 2012, a bipartisan bill authored to better protect children from sexual predators. That afternoon at the Metro 29 Diner in Arlington, Virginia, 7 middle-class Americans with a personal stake in the fiscal cliff debate sat down with the Vice President. Though they hailed from 7 different cities and brought distinct stories to the table, the Vice President's dining companions shared an understanding that a $2,000 income tax hike on middle-class families is something that Congress must act to avoid. On Saturday, the Vice President and Dr. Biden traveled to Philadelphia to attend the 113th annual Army-Navy football game.
Tails is the call. Tails is the call. Tails is the call.
He's the most remarkable generation of young people, maybe ever. They've produced the greatest generation of warriors this country has ever known. And they're all warriors out there today in the field, but you saw what happened when the game was over. Each of them sang their alma maters. They were together, and they're going to fight together, and they're going to be together. There you go. Get in here, man. It's your trophy.
On Sunday, the President and the First family attended Christmas in Washington at the National Building Museum, a concert to benefit the Children's National Medical Center.
Many of these kids and their parents are going through tough times right now, and your support helps give them a reason to hope, not just during the holidays, but all year round.
On Monday, the President traveled to Redford, Michigan, where he toured the Daimler Detroit Diesel plant and spoke to workers about the economy, about reinvesting in American workers, and the importance of extending tax cuts for middle-class families.
Our success as a country in this new century will be defined by how well we educate our kids, how well we train our workers, how well we invent, how well we innovate, how well we build things like cars and engines, all the things that helped create the greatest middle class the world's ever known. That's how you bring new jobs back to Detroit. That's how you bring good jobs back to America. That's what I'm focused on. That's what I will stay relentlessly focused on going forward.
On Tuesday, renowned broadcast journalist, author, and television personality Barbara Walters and her crew set up in the diplomatic room of the White House, where she interviewed the President and the First Lady, who later joined the interview.
I can hear you. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Leaving them to their work, the President then traveled back to the Oval and convened a conference call with Latino grassroots organizers, where he emphasized the need for them to get involved in the fiscal cliff debate to find a balanced approach to reduce our nation's deficit.
We need to hear your stories. We need you to get in contact with members of Congress.
On Wednesday, the President invited a group of bipartisan mayors and community leaders to the Roosevelt Room to join a nationwide conference call with mayors to discuss ways to keep our economy growing and find a balanced approach to reduce our national deficit.
Get in touch with your members of Congress. Talk to your local media, because we want to make sure that this is publicized and everybody understands exactly what the issues are. Everybody vaguely understands fiscal cliff, sounds bad, but they don't know exactly what it means. And we want to make sure the more people know, the more likely Congress is going to feel the pressure to get this done.
Later that afternoon, the President invited a very special guest into the Oval Office.
There's a framed letter that hangs in my office right now. It was sent to me during the health care debate by a woman named Natoma Canfield. For years and years, Natoma did everything right. She bought health insurance, she paid her premiums on time, but 18 years ago, Natoma was diagnosed with cancer. And even though she'd been cancer-free for more than a decade, her insurance company kept jacking up her rates, and despite her desire to keep her coverage, she had to surrender her health insurance. Natoma is well today, and because of this law, there are other Americans who will not have to hang their fortunes on chance.
On Thursday, the President sat down with television reporters from Philadelphia, Miami, Minneapolis, and Sacramento to discuss actions Congress needs to take to prevent an income tax hike on middle-class families at the end of the year. That evening, the President and the First Lady attended a Hanukkah reception in the grand foyer of the White House. To find out more information on any of these topics, from elves to #My2K, or to see complete videos of these events, go to whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Week.
Come on down. Hey, elves. What's your name? Olivia, give me a hug. Oh, good to see you. And what's your name? Good to see you. And what's your name?
Kira. Yeah. And I'm Chloe.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho,
Ho, ho. Oh, and I like the bells, too. Yeah, let's ring some bells. Ring some bells. Jingle them.
Jingle bells.
Yay.
You guys are awesome.
You got this may be some of the best elf crew we've ever had.